In the first video of this series, we showed that the weak era in tennis happened between 2001 and 2007. And we also explained why the weak era happened. Hundreds of Federer fans commented on that video, all making the same argument, that this period in tennis history only appeared weak because Federer was so dominant. Although we will directly respond to that claim in part 3 of this series, the video you're watching now will also go a long way to dispel that myth. In this video, we will show you 15 records set between 2001 and 2007 that will further prove this was indeed a weak era. Let's begin. Number 1. Single Slam winners. The weak era produced more single slam winners than any other period in tennis history. In the 7 years of the weak era, there were 6 players who won only one major title in their careers. Not only that, but half of them were also one-time slam finalists. Which brings us to number 2. One-time slam finalists. In the 7 years of the weak era, there were 11 players who reached the only slam final in their careers. This is a quarter of all one-time slam finalists in the Open era. Number 3. The weakest Grand Slam champion. The weak era produced the weakest Grand Slam champion of all time, Gaston Gaudio, who won the 2004 French Open. Gaudio is the only slam winner in the Open era who reached the quarterfinals of a slam only once. Other than the slam that he won, he never advanced past the 4th round in any other major tournament. Number 4. The weakest slam finalists. The weak era also had the 2 weakest Grand Slam finalists in ATP Tour history. The 2003 French Open finalist Martin Verkerk and the 2005 French Open finalist Mariano Puerta. For both, their next best result in Grand Slams is only the 3rd round, and they only reached the 3rd round once. Number 5. More weak slam finalists. Another way to evaluate slam finalists is by the titles that they won. Since the beginning of ATP Tour, there have been only 5 Grand Slam finalists who never won at least an ATP 500 title. Those players are Clement, Verkerk, Puerta, Baghdatis and Gonzalez. They only won ATP 250 events, yet all 5 of them reached slam finals in the weak era. Number 6. Last time slam winners. In 2002, all Grand Slam champions won major titles for the last time. Johansson, Costa, Hewitt and Sampras each won a Grand Slam that year and then never won again. The only other year when there was a last time champion at all 4 slams was 1969, when Rod Laver won all 4 slams. Incredibly, in 2002, there were 4 different last-time winners. Number 7. The only retiring slam champion. After winning the 2002 US Open, Pete Sampras never played again. That makes Sampras the only player in the Open era to win a major title in his final appearance. Number 8. Top 2 seeds eliminated in the first round. In 2002 Australian Open, the top 2 seeds, Hewitt and Kuerten, lost in the first round. This was the only time that the top 2 seeds lost in the first round of a Grand Slam in more than 30 years. Number 9. Top seed with 2 first-round losses. Lleyton Hewitt is the only top seed who lost twice in the first round of Grand Slams in the last 33 years. Hewitt lost in the first round of 2002 Australian Open and 2003 Wimbledon. Hewitt lost both matches to players who have only one Grand Slam quarterfinal between them, and who never even won an ATP 500 tournament. Alberto Martin, who beat Hewitt in Australia, won all 3 of his titles on clay. But Federer fans claim that only Roger kept Hewitt from becoming an all-time great. Number 10. The worst Wimbledon title defense. In 2003, Lleyton Hewitt became the only defending Wimbledon champion in the Open era who lost in the first round. Number 11. Most seeds eliminated in the first round. In 2004 Australian Open, 13 out of 32 seeded players lost in the first round. This is an all-time record. Number 12. The only unseeded Slam winners. Goran Ivanišević and Gaston Gaudio are the only unseeded Grand Slam champions since major tournaments expanded from 16 to 32 seeds. Ivanišević won the 2001 Wimbledon with a wild card after being ranked outside the top 100, and Gaudio was ranked 44th when he won the 2004 French Open. Number 13. The weakest Olympic champion. Nicolas Massu, who won gold in the 2004 Olympics, is the weakest Olympic tennis champion of all time. He is the only Olympic champion who never reached a Grand Slam quarterfinal in his entire career. In fact, Massu reached the 4th round of a Slam only once in his career. Number 14. The weakest top 3 players. Only 4 players in the Open era reached top 3 ranking without ever playing in a Slam final. 3 of those 4 did it in the weak era. And finally, number 15. The worst ATP Finals participant. Gaston Gaudio may be the weakest player ever to qualify to the ATP Finals tournament. In 2005, Gaudio qualified for ATP Finals without reaching a Grand Slam quarterfinal. His Grand Slam record that year was 4 wins and 3 losses. Compare that to Jannik Sinner, who in 2022 reached 3 Slam quarterfinals with a 15-4 record. Sinner also had a better record in Masters 1000 tournaments, but he didn't even qualify to ATP Finals as he was ranked 15th. But what makes Gaudio maybe the worst ever ATP Finals participant is not his unimpressive record, but his shambolic elimination from that tournament. In his semi-final against Federer, Gaudio recorded the only double bagel loss in ATP Finals history. And there you have it, 15 dubious weak era records. If you know any others, please let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon.